Hi guys, it's Beauty Outspoken and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a comparison of the Sigma cleansing mat and the Real Techniques cleansing palette. And I know that Sigma was one of the first companies to come out with some sort of brush cleansing tool, and I think the first thing that they came up with was the glove. A lot of people weren't convinced because we're accustomed to just using our hands and just putting the soap on and just swirling it with our hands, and when Sigma came up with this, it was expensive, so people can justify that price for just what it does. And the Sigma one is pricey, but I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it is patented technology, so you know they do have to pay for that, and we just have to pay for Sigma's intellectual property. But I would say that Sigma has been increasing their prices incrementally for the past few years, so it could be a lot about their positioning strategy as well. But enough of the marketing talk, we're gonna get into just the difference in the two, and I'm just gonna do a close-up of course on the Sigma one. The Sigma one retails for, I think I paid $32 US dollars for this one. So on the cleansing mat, there are some grooves on it, so different lines. And sorry, a van was passing through the street. So on the Sigma cleansing mat, there are some grooves on it, some varying grooves. Of course, this helps with washing your brushes, and the Sigma website has some really helpful information as to how you can use each one to get a really nice deep clean on your brushes. But on one side it's face, and on one side it's eyes, and I think in the center there is a refine that Sigma on the website says that it's to give your brushes an extra deep clean. But there is a wash face, I think there is a rinse face, and a wash eyes, and a rinse eyes, and in the center it's the refined. Sorry, it's upside down, but yeah. Another cool feature about the Sigma brush mat that I like is that it has some suction going on, so the shape of it is very flexible, so it kind of fits nicely into the groove of your sink, and then it just has like a sort of an opening, and that is just to curve or hug your drainage. So as you wash your brushes, the water is just supposed to run straight into the drain. So I think that they really thought a lot about usefulness and convenience for their customers, so I would give them a point for that. And now we have the Real Techniques brush cleansing palette, and I think this is a pretty nifty tool. One thing I love about this is the fact that it has somewhat of a holder for my hands, so when you're washing brushes you kind of hold it like this. That's a really cool feature to me, because a lot of these brush cleansing tools, they give you just this to hold in your hands. They give you just this to hold in your hands, and you know that kind of drops, so it's very annoying and it gets tedious. So just having it fit into the grooves of your hand, I think is a really nice addition, and something that Real Techniques really thought about in terms of just convenience and ease of use. The Real Techniques brush mat does have some textures on it, of course not as much, it's not as big, duh, but they do have some textures on it, and they have somewhat of a small spoke, a medium one, and a fat one. And when I looked at this, I felt that it really mimicked the Sigma one, because you got to see the small spokes looks exactly like the wash eyes feature on the Sigma one. Well, not exactly, but the same concept. The middle looks very similar to the wash eyes feature, and the one below looks very similar to the wash face feature. I think that was really cool of them to include just some grooves, and it's still very useful, because again, eye brush is going to need a smaller groove, larger brushes is going to need a larger groove just to get a better clean, and then the refined, of course, as Sigma said, is really to get that rough deep clean. So Real Techniques really did their homework in creating what I call a really good dupe. But one thing that I think separates these two palettes is use, and that is gonna kind of make or break for me whether you buy either one. Well, of course, besides price. And for me, I love my Sigma, and that is because I clean a lot of brushes at once. I hate to wash brushes every week. I'm not good at it, and I also have a lot of brushes, which could be one of the reasons. So sometimes 3 weeks would pass and I haven't washed a brush, so after that time I may have like 70-80 brushes to wash. And yes, I use a lot of brushes at once. I'm just one of those people who love to use a brush for everything, and the Sigma brush mat, just because it hugs the sink and I don't have to hold it. It's just easier for me to clean all of my brushes at once without feeling tired. I think that the Real Techniques, because I have to hold it like this, cleaning 70 brushes is gonna be very tedious and annoying. But my mom, she cleans her brushes like every 2 days and sometimes once a week, so she may accumulate like 10 brushes at the end of the week, or maybe 5 brushes at the end of 2 days. So, well, I mean, I'm underestimating that, but it could be more, but it's still not as much as 80 brushes. So for her, she loves the smaller size because it's just convenient for her, it's easy, and she doesn't have to do the large production of putting the suction on the Sigma mat. And another thing I wanted to talk about is I also purchased the Real Techniques Deep Cleansing Brush Gel, and for me, I would definitely say go run out and buy this product. I love this product. I think that a lot of the times I have stayed away from liquid brush cleansers because I think that they're expensive and a waste of money, and I just kind of stick to like my simple soap. But when I use this, I felt like if I just deep condition my brushes, and you know, just like you deep condition your hair and your hair feels so soft and just lovely to touch, that's exactly how my brushes felt with this. So for my more higher end brushes, like my Sephora brushes, etc., I would definitely use the Real Techniques cleansing gel because it's just gonna, in my opinion, help them last longer and look nicer and feel nicer on the skin. So that's important to me. Another thing is the smell, and it smells like, oh my god, it smells like, for me, I think it smells like sometimes you have like a fantasy or you see it on TV that somebody closes their eyes and they're running in a meadow of beautiful smelling flowers and they have on a floral dress and a nice hat. That's exactly how it smells. It smells just refreshing, and it just smells like a really nice smelling garden. When you go into a garden and you smell all of those plants just kind of come into your nose, and it's like, whoa, that's exactly how this feels. It feels like an escape to a beautifully looking and smelling garden, and just give you this euphoric feeling. So I really love this brush cleansing gel. And just to reiterate, choosing between the Sigma brush cleansing mat and the Real Techniques brush cleansing palette for me is a matter of lifestyle. If you're like me and you have a lot of brushes to clean, I would definitely say go with the Sigma one because it just is easier on the hands and you don't feel tired when you're finished using this. And if you travel a lot and you don't have a lot of brushes to clean at once, I would definitely say go with the Real Techniques one. But I think that they're both unique, that you can actually get 2 of them if you have a combination of the lifestyles I outlined above, if you wash a lot of brushes at once, and also if you travel and you bring brushes. This is just a really nifty tool. Thank you for watching my video. I hope that it will help you in choosing the correct brush cleansing tool for your lifestyle. And just in closing, I'm going to ask you guys to of course subscribe to my channel. I think that this channel is going to be really informative and useful in your makeup and beauty lifestyle. I have a lot of knowledge that I'm really happy to share with you guys, and of course comment your thoughts in the comment section below. It's really nice to hear your feedback and just to kind of meet you guys. So thank you so much, and Beauty Outspoken out.